I just measured the diameter of this screw, which is in the wood feeding canal. It is 3.5 millimeters. We will now mark the place where it will enter the wooden cylinder. The wooden cylinder is made out of willow. It is very soft wood, like poplar, and it will mark easily by firmly pressing. It will leave a mark, and I see the mark. I will just in case mark it with a pencil so that it will be more visible. And maybe you can see it. No, you can't. I'm sorry. Oh yes, you can see it. We will drill there. We will drill there with a wood drill, which has a little point. It should have a little point because like that we can drill exactly in the center without the part moving. We need to drill as straight as possible. I really should repeat, as straight as possible, 90 degrees into the wood. We'll remove this handle. Like that we can turn the drill. I can still drill like this, and then we start drilling. Let me have a look. I'm not drilling correctly, unfortunately. I didn't drill correctly, and now I screwed it up, unfortunately. Does it really have that much of... I think yes. It really should be there. Okay. I will try to correct. What I can do is just remove the cylinder and plane a little bit down until it's flat again at that place, but no, I'm going to turn it. That's the best way. We just turn the cylinder a little bit and try a new spot. And then we have to concentrate that you drill directly on the correct place. So we press again, should be parallel to the bottom when pressing, so that it really is on the right place, a dowel or iron dowel. Press firmly, like that you have marked a hole. Now we mark with the pencil again. The other hole I will just fill up with some sawdust and white glue. We mark the hole again, and we will drill it now, concentrating ourselves and hoping for the best. Yes, it is succeeding now. We have to make sure that the drill as well should follow. It should follow the the bottom plank. I can't see it very well. I see it's more or less okay. And we just start drilling straight down. What might happen is that this piece of wood bends, and like that we don't drill straight down. That is a mistake. So what we have to do in order to drill this hole is to remove the wooden cylinder now. Otherwise we will not drill straight. And then after removing, we put the wooden cylinder in a bench vise and we drill there. Like that we have a guarantee that it is straight down the hole. Okay, this was the hole. We will drill it now in the bench vise. Put some protection between the jaws. And then make sure that the hole is in the middle, at the highest point of the round cylinder. And this should be straight horizontal as well. Just check if it's really, yes, it is horizontal. And I guess that this one is in the center as well, lined up. And then we will drill the hole now, with the hope that we have a reasonable result. Once again, it should be straight this way and this way. Okay, this was just pre-drilling because this drill has a point, but I need to drill 3.5 millimeters, which I'm going to do. I changed drill. This one is a 3.5 millimeters one. It's a little slightly bigger in diameter. And it should fit. We check if it's here. Yes, it's okay. And we see if the hole is okay. Yes, it fits very tightly. That's exactly what we want. We want it to be tight. So no need to drill it bigger. I was worrying because it was 3.6 millimeters, but it doesn't seem to matter. That's done. We just check if this is really what we wanted. And yes, looks perfect. This is how it should look like. Next step is sanding both pieces, and you might give it a primer and paint it with 2-3 coats of paint, sanding in between each coat so that it will be like plastic. But it is not really necessary if this is only for a one-time project, a one rocket stove project. But if you want to make them in series for your community, then I recommend to paint it because it will last longer, because otherwise it will start cracking with the more humidity. And if you don't want to use paper, it is very convenient when it's painted, because then the clay with the sawdust won't stick to it easily. But I think it's a better idea to, in each case, put a piece of paper around it with some scotch. Like that, the paper will glue to the paper will glue to the no the clay with the sawdust will stick to the paper. The paper will stick to this to the insulative material, but it is no big deal. We just pull out our wooden molds, and the paper will stick to the combustion chamber, but it will burn away. So next step is sanding, and these sharp corners, I want to round them a little bit, which I'm going to do now. Just a little bit. Doesn't have to be a very royal rounding, just slightly. Okay, and we don't want to round these corners at all, because otherwise there will be a space there where our clay with the sawdust will get into, and that we don't want that. We don't want to round these corners simply because the clay will get in there, in those little spaces which are formed if you round these spaces. We don't want that. So those ones we don't really have to round. Just a little bit, you pass some sandpaper, and that's about it. We want this to be completely closed. So we just a little bit, slightly a little bit, like this, not more, won't be necessary, just so that it will be not so rough when painting. These ones we will give it a good sanding, and these corners also have to be rounded, just, I don't know, for good, to do the job well. And so we will sand those corners. We'll sand it, and that, you have to sand that. This one sand very well, as it absorbs a lot of paint. The rougher it is, those end grains absorb a lot of paint, so sand them well, because the more rough they are, the more they will absorb. Those, and just give it a good sanding. The same with a wooden round cylinder. And the next step will be to mount it on our bottom plate again, and to wrap before mounting, we need to wrap it with a piece of paper. Put some paper around this as well, exactly without forgetting that there is a gate, the feeding hole, canal, and we put around this as well the paper with the scotch. Put it inside of the cylinder with the help of the steel dowel, and we need to make, before I forget, we need to have the support for this one, and that will do. I think even the dowel without the support probably would hold already. Let's have a look. It probably holds. Yes, it holds. We don't need a support, as you can see. It holds perfectly. So that's about it. We wrap pieces of paper which are exactly the same dimensions, this around the wooden cylinder and around the feeding canal. Wrap a piece of paper here and leave the gate open, and all fixed, fastened with scotch, and also maybe the bottom as well might be a good idea, with some scotch, just simply scotch without paper. And then we can start filling it up with a mixture of clay and sawdust. Thanks for watching.